Do you know data engineering is the one skill that can entirely change your career in the next few months? In this video, you'll discover how top professionals are building high-paying opportunities with real-time projects, cloud technologies, and industry-level skills. You will also get to know how to get a huge number of interview calls, what CTC hikes you can realistically expect, the exact placement strategy that actually work, which certifications are actually worth doing, how your resume should look like to get shortlisted, the real skills and projects that companies actually want, how GenAI is changing the engineering field, the real world scenario you will face on the job, and bonus programs that can fast track your career growth. And after watching this entire video, you'll get the biggest advantage most people are still ignoring. So stay till the end. If you are in IT and still stuck in the same salary, not getting enough interview calls, listen carefully. Right now, there are two types of people. Those who keep waiting and those who upgrade their skills and move into high-paying roles, earning 15 to 45 plus LPA because the market has already shifted. Cloud, data, AI, DevOps. These are the roles driving real career growth today. At Coding Superstars, we have helped thousands of professionals move into top tech roles.
I got placed in IBEX Labs. Previously, my package was 8 lakhs. Now it is around 14 lakhs. Thanks for the Coding Superstar for the guidance, and the course is very worth it.
I have accepted a position as a DevOps engineer at LTI Mindtree. The skills which were taught by Coding Superstar were directly applicable to the role, and I'm confident that they will be essential for my success.
Recognized by Silicon India as one of the top 10 cloud computing training firms in India. People who once had zero coding experience are now working in top companies like Microsoft, Accenture, TCS, Infosys, and more. This is not just another course. This is your path to becoming industry ready. So watch this till the end.
Okay, fine. So now let's get started one by one here. So as we can, guys, be on mute. If you have any kind of questions, try to put across in the chat box. We'll give you opportunity to express yourself, ask your questions and all. Okay. So that is there because there are like 30 plus participants. Okay. Maybe if everybody starts speaking, it will be no overlap. That is the reason. Okay. Fine. So if you guys have any kind of questions, try to add in the chat box. I will take it, and also will give you opportunity to unmute yourself and speak up as well. Okay. So now, this is what we are focusing on. Azure Data Engineer, job-oriented, project-based, interview-focused program. Okay. So now let's get started. Why is it? First question you must ask is, why are we focusing on Azure Data Engineer? Why not AWS Data Engineer? Okay. Or why not GCP Data Engineer? The answer is because, right now, the demand for Microsoft Azure is very high. And Microsoft right now is the richest company on the planet. Can you guys tell me which is the second richest company? Okay, second richest company is either Apple or Nvidia. Okay, so Microsoft is the richest company on the planet. So whoever spends the effort in learning Microsoft related technologies, they will definitely grow, and you can expect huge number of interview calls. On an average, by the end of the Azure Data Engineering program, you can minimum expect around 8 to 10 interview calls per month. You can easily expect 8 to 10 interview calls per month. So that is the kind of that is the kind of results you guys can expect. Okay, and also AI. Microsoft has an AI advantage. Right now, you guys see ChatGPT. What is the company name which developed ChatGPT? ChatGPT is developed by OpenAI. Who is the major investor of OpenAI? Again, Microsoft. So that is the reason we are focusing on Microsoft related stack, that is Azure. Okay, you'll be getting good number of interview calls, around 8 to 10 interview calls. We have seen in the last December and November and December, normally the interview calls are very low. Even during that time, our participants, previous batch participants, have got at least 5 to 7 interview calls per month. So that is the kind of beauty you can see of interview calls, okay, in this data engineering. Yes, once you complete all the projects and certification, you will even get the referrals from our side as well. So what is the kind of CTCs you guys can expect? Beginners, okay, you guys can expect in the range of 8 to 15 LPA. What do you mean by beginners? Anybody who is already getting 4 lakh, 5 lakh, support engineer, desktop engineer, okay, non-IT people, you guys can expect in the range of 8 to 15 lakhs. Okay, by showing around 1 year of experience. Okay, then comes experienced people. Experience in the sense, I can see a lot of them who are already working as Power BI experts, okay, having experience as a SQL developer, having experience as a developers, having already 20, 30, 40 lakh kind of CTCs. You guys can expect in the range of, okay, you guys can expect in the range of 15 to 45 LPA. You guys can expect in the range of 15 to 45 LPA. So what is the kind of hike you can expect? You can expect a hike of 50 to 80%, okay, on your current CTC. If you are technically strong, really technically strong, and if you're already getting more than 30 LPA or already 40 LPA plus, okay, you guys can apply for product-based firms, okay, or even you can apply for architect roles, data architect roles, where you can expect 45 LPA plus. Okay, that is the kind of CTC you guys can expect, 45 LPA plus. Okay, so what is the kind of CTC hikes? CTC hikes will be based on your current CTCs. For example, if you are getting 10 LPA, you guys can expect in the range of 15 to 20. If you are getting 20 LPA, you can expect 25 to 35. Okay, if you are getting 30 LPA, you can expect 40 to 45. So, my friend, you can ask, right, why? How is it possible for the same program for 10 LPA guy also 30 LPA guy? So the answer is, the foundational concepts remains the same, but when a project, a 10 LPA guy will be working on intermediate level projects. This guy will be working on intermediate level projects. But okay, this 30 to 45 LPA, he has to work on super advanced level projects, super complex, okay, plus advanced level projects. Okay, so you should work on this line based on the what kind of projects you're working on. For example, to give you an example, there are Java developers there is a Java developer who is getting 4 lakh also. There is a Java developer who is getting a 40 lakh package also. What is the difference between a 40 lakh guy and a 4 lakh guy? Obviously, a 40 lakh Java developer, okay, a 40 lakh Java developer, okay, will be working on more and more advanced projects. Like he will be working on more and more microservices and all. But 4 lakh Java developer will be working on only core Java or basic Java. So that is the difference between, okay, that is the difference between, okay, data engineer earning less and data engineers earning more. If my wife do not have tech background, she did MCOM, how she can do this? We'll guide you, Tushar, not to worry. We'll be starting from Python and SQL. We'll give you an answer for that as well. Okay, fine. So this is the kind of CTCs you guys can expect. Okay, so on an average, you guys can expect in the range of 50 to 80% hike on your current CTC. Yes, if you're really good, exceptional in the projects what you do, okay, then you can expect even 100% hike as well. For example, if you're getting 20, you can even get to 40 LPA plus also, right? For that, you have to be really exceptional. And top 5% of the participants do that. So normally, if you consider the previous batch and everything, if you say that there are approximately 95% of the participants who attend the batches get placed. Okay, now let's try to understand who are these 95% of the people who are getting this. What is the approach they follow? Okay, for that, we need to get into our main approach. Okay, we need to talk about what? Placement approach. Okay, 4 placement approach. Okay, there are 4 steps which you need to undertake, which you need to follow religiously. Okay, if you follow these 4 steps, okay, we can give you written on bond paper. Okay, if you want. Okay, it's impossible for you to not get a job. Not only getting a job, you'll be getting multiple offer letters. That is for sure. So what are the 4 steps you need to do? Let's try to understand this. Step number 1 is you need to work on advanced projects. Advanced projects, not dummy projects or basic projects. What do we mean by it? A lot of people say that I know data engineer. When we ask questions to them, can you explain the scenario of like how you build an end-to-end data pipeline of data factory, Databricks, Synapse and everything put together? How do you design an entire architecture? No, clueless. Okay, they only know basic questions, basic answers. That is not the kind of preparation we want. We want to learn data engineering to the depth, right? So when we need to the depth, you have to work on at least 10 plus projects. What are the 10 projects we'll be focusing on? Let's try to get into this. So now the 10 projects are, let's go to that. Before getting into the projects, you need to, okay, learn something called as prerequisites. There are certain prerequisites for this program, which is very much important before you get started with data engineering. What are the prerequisites? What is that you should know before getting into data engineer? Okay, the things what you should know before getting into data engineers are, you should know Python and you should know SQL. So may I know how many of you are new to Python and SQL? If you are new to both, type in new to both in the chat box. If you are new to Python only, type in new to Python in the chat box. Yes guys. How many of you are new to both? If you are new to both Python and SQL, okay, so type in new to both. If you are only new to Python, type in new to Python. Okay, I can see most of you are having this thing. Fine. So Pooja is having 3 years of experience in Walmart. I don't have knowledge in Python. Okay, 1 year of career gap. Not to worry, for those, whether you are from a non-IT background, whether you have a career gap, whether you are already into IT but you do not have knowledge on Python and SQL, we'll be helping you learn Python and SQL for the before getting started with data engineering part. Because this is prerequisite part. We'll be covering Python and SQL. So what in Python should we know? Should we know entire Python? No, you need not have to. You need not have to learn entire Python. Should we know entire SQL? No, you need not have to know entire SQL. Then what in Python should you know and what in SQL should you know? Let's try to understand. So in Python, you should learn 3 very powerful libraries. Okay, what are those? PySpark, NumPy, Pandas. So these are the 3 powerful libraries which deals with, okay, data. Okay, PySpark is a library of Python which deals with big data transformation or big data processing. NumPy is a library of Python which deals with numbers, and Pandas is a library of Python which deals with tables. We'll be learning these things. Okay, approximately we'll be taking around like 10 to 15 classes, extra classes. Okay, for those who do not know Python. If you know Python, if you are good with this, you can skip this and directly get to the next part. Then SQL. So may I know how many, those who are already working on SQL, may I know what SQL are you guys working on? Oracle SQL, MS SQL, PostgreSQL. What kind of SQL are you working on? Type in the chat box. What SQL you guys are working on? Yeah guys, type in the chat box. Okay, Sybase, Oracle. Rahul is working on Oracle. Ajinkya is working on Sybase. Who else guys? Remember, those who are already working on SQL, MS SQL, Microsoft SQL. Okay, then who else? Oracle, Snowflake. Snowflake is a data warehouse, right? Yes, you can write queries even there. Okay, Snowflake is a data warehouse where we deal with only structured data. For those who do not know what is Snowflake, fine guys. Those who do not know SQL, okay, if you already know SQL, good part for you guys is, right, you just need 10 to 15% tweaking. Everything will remain the same, whatever the SQL you guys know. Only thing is that when we work on Azure SQL in this data engineering part, little bit queries here and there will change. Almost 5 to 10% will change. That's it. Rest everything will remain the same. Okay. So we'll be working on cloud-based SQL or nothing but Azure SQL. This is what we'll be working on. Okay. So if you are good with this, well and good. If not, we'll be even helping you learning SQL as well. Once we are done with this prerequisites, then you will be getting into the actual project of data engineer. In data engineer, totally you will be working on 10 projects. 10 projects. Okay, first 5 projects will be on building data pipelines. Okay, first 5 projects will be on building data pipelines, and second 5 projects will be on deploying data pipelines. First 5 projects will be on building data pipelines. So for those who do not know what is a data pipeline, not to worry, I will explain you what is a data pipeline again from the very scratch. Okay. First 5 projects will be on building data pipeline. Let's try to understand what are the first 5 projects we'll be talking on building data pipelines. For building data pipelines, we'll be using, okay, this project. First project will be on Azure Data Factory. Okay, you will be working on this Azure Data Factory. Okay. Second project will be on Databricks. Under Databricks, you'll be learning Apache Spark, okay, storages like blob storage, ADLS, and all of it. And the third project will be on Synapse Analytics. Fourth project will be on Fabric Data Engineer, and fifth project will be end-to-end project. Like you'll be working on real-time data sets, incremental stream processing data of e-commerce, banking domain, and healthcare domain. So this is all about the projects what you'll be working on building data pipelines. So these are the 5 projects. So now next 5 projects will be on deploying data pipelines. So here you'll be working on CI/CD projects. Okay, CI/CD means continuous integration and continuous deployment. Why do we need CI/CD? Whatever pipelines are built to deploy that, we need CI/CD. Okay, pipeline. You need to build and deploy, build and automate CI/CD pipeline. For that, do we need coding for DevOps? No, we need scripting. What scripting? YAML scripting, PowerShell scripting. Okay, we need. Okay, if you don't know that, not to worry, we'll be even covering that. Automation. This scripting part is used for automation of CI/CD pipelines. Then we'll be getting into Kubernetes and Docker. Okay, what is Kubernetes and Docker? This is used for continuous deployment of data pipelines. You will be even learning this part as well. Then you'll be learning Terraform. Why do we need Terraform? Terraform is used for infrastructure provisioning. Okay, infrastructure provisioning. What is infrastructure provisioning? What is Terraform? All these things you'll be learning. And then comes monitoring tools. So now you have already working on a project. Okay, you are already working on a project, but the project is getting delayed. There is some delay in some part of the project. So how would you resolve it? Okay, for that you need to monitor the project with the help of monitoring tool like Azure Monitor, Grafana, Prometheus and all. So you'll be learning about this as well. And then finally you'll be working on end-to-end projects. So totally you'll be working on 10 projects. As you can see, 10 projects. Okay, here. So let me repeat once again. Before getting started, first you'll be working on Python and SQL. Once that is getting done, you'll be working on a Data Factory project, Databricks project, Synapse project, Fabric project, end-to-end project. And in deployment, you'll be working on CI/CD, Kubernetes and Docker, Terraform, Monitor, and end-to-end projects. Totally 10 projects in building and deploying data project. So can we ignore AI when you are learning so much? Can we ignore AI? Can we not include AI into our learning? No, it cannot happen. We have to include AI also. On GenAI Mastery, we'll be covering 3 projects. Where is this AI? Where is this AI fitting into this data engineering part? Let me explain you. On a very simpler and easy to understand way. So now, here we have. Just imagine. This is a data engineer. Okay. Above this will be the deployment part, DevOps part, and above this will be the AI part. This is how it is. So now let's try to understand it. First here at the base, you learn data engineering skills. Data engineering skills. Okay, what does a data engineer do? As a data engineer, what do you do? You build data pipelines. You build data pipelines. Data pipelines. What is a data pipeline? A data pipeline is something that connects source to the destination. Source is the place where we get raw data. You convert raw data into fully processed business data. Okay, here you'll be using different tools like Azure Data Factory. You'll be using tools like Databricks. Okay, Databricks. You'll be using like Synapse. You'll be using like Fabric. All these things you'll be using in data engineering. So now, once you have built data pipelines, who will be deploying these data pipelines to multiple servers? You have to deploy this data pipeline to multiple servers, right? That is when you need the second box. What is the second box all about? Second box is all about DevOps skills. We need DevOps skills. Why do we need DevOps? Okay, as a data engineer, you build data pipelines. Okay, as a DevOps engineer, with the help of DevOps skills, you have to deploy. You will be deploying data pipelines. DP means data pipelines. For this, we'll be needing like CI/CD skills, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, all these things you'll be doing. So once you have worked on it, so here in the first box, you will be walking. Second box, you will be running. When you learn first and second box, you'll be running. When you learn the third box, you will be flying. Okay, what is the third box? It's all about GenAI. GenAI/Agentic AI. How will be using GenAI, Agentic AI? With the help of GenAI and Agentic AI, you can, whatever the data engineering and building the data pipelines and deploying the data pipelines you are doing with data engineering and DevOps, you can make this work 10 to 100 times more efficient when you learn AI. It's like, okay, if you're walking 10 kilometers versus, okay, you have a car to go from or to travel this 10 kilometers. What is the difference? It's a humongous difference, right? So this is the powerful tool. AI will make whatever you are learning, it will make you 100 times, okay, more powerful. That is what it's all about. So you will be learning this AI part as well. You will be learning AI part as well. Okay, fine. So this is all about it. So now let's try to get into in that AI part. You'll be talking about what is LLM, what is RAGs, all of it you'll be talking about. I will give you a clarity on like what kind of AI will be. For example, for you to get an understanding what kind of projects, what are the kind of contents will be covered in AI, Gen AI Mastery. I have shared you the content in the chat box. Try to go through this. Okay, this will give you a clarity in like what all things will be covered in Gen AI. Okay, try to go through this. So once done with that, next we'll be getting into certifications. In certifications, we'll be covering 7 certifications. As you can see that these are the 7 certifications we'll be covering. Out of these 7 certifications, okay, what are the certifications you must clear? You must clear these 2 certifications, must and should. DP700, that is Data Fabric Engineer, and AZ400, that is Azure DevOps Engineer. Okay, so maybe these are the, if you guys want, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, so then comes how to clear the certification. Out of you need to score 70% marks to clear the certification. Whatever the MCQs and tests and exam preparation, whatever is required, will be helping you. Okay, do that. Okay, then you have to show 1 to 2 years of experience, or 3 or 4 or 5 years of experience as a data engineer. Okay, then maybe you have to show experience. Show experience in the sense, maybe you have to show that you are already working as a data engineer. How do you show that? For example, just imagine that you are working in TCS. Okay, if you have 10 years of experience as a support engineer. So now you have to show out of 10 years of experience as a support engineer, you have to show last 2 to 3 years you worked as a data engineer. Okay, how do you do that? With the help of IJP, internal job posting. That means internally you have to say that in TCS you got an opportunity to work on this data engineering part. How to do this and all, we'll guide you on the part. And those second next step is for those who have a career gap. If you have a career gap, then if you have a career gap, then you can you have to fill the career gap. Okay, how to fill the career gap? First step is free approach. Then you have to create you have to project yourself as a freelancer by creating a profile in freelancer.com. Okay, by projecting yourself as freelance data consultant. The second approach is it's a paid approach. You have to pay some XYZ amount to some vendors. We do not do that. If you want, we can refer. So where they will give you some genuine PF accounts. Okay, with the help of genuine PF accounts, in the sense they'll be giving you offer letter, relieving letters, hike letters, salary slips, form 16 HR and everything. So with the help of it, they will be even doing the proper background verification. For this is only for people who have a career gap. Okay, so for those who have a career gap, you guys can take a screenshot of this. For those who have a career gap, just take a screenshot of this, so that you can connect with the team. Later moment of time, you can ask. So Vinith, whatever the question you guys have, just put it across in the chat box. I will definitely take your question. Try to put your question in the chat box. Okay. Because only thing is that there are a lot of things to cover, guys. That is the reason maybe we want to make sure that everything is covered, and also along the way we'll make sure that even your questions are also answered. I will not miss out any questions. Okay, try to put across your questions in the chat box, and also I will allow you guys to also unmute yourself and speak. Okay, then finally talking about mock interviews. In mock interviews, we'll be talking about how to prepare for the interviews, what kind of questions, scenario-based questions will be asked, how to prepare for any kind of interview, whether you are applying for service-based interview like TCS, Mindtree or Tech Mahindra, or product-based companies like Razorpay, Zomato or Microsoft. Okay, we have to be technically sound. Okay, so how to prepare for this? If you are applying for product-based companies, you have to be more technically stronger. Okay, how to be technically stronger will be helping you out there. Then finally, we'll be helping you out in LinkedIn profile optimization. LinkedIn profile in the sense, LinkedIn is for getting inbound interview calls. There are 2 kinds of interview calls: inbound interview calls and outbound interview calls. Outbound interview calls means you are applying for the interviews to the in the job portals. Okay, in the job portal. But inbound interview calls, when the HRs are pinging you in the DM in your LinkedIn that your profile is really good. Okay, are you available for the interview? Inbound interview calls are more powerful. To get your inbound profile very powerful, you have to build a very powerful LinkedIn profile. You have to optimize your LinkedIn. How to do that, we'll even guide you on that part. Then comes attending the interviews. Okay, on an average, if you are attending 10 interview calls, I can tell you can confidently clear at least 2 to 3, and you can confidently have at least 2 offers. Okay, the end goal is you should be at least in a stage to grab at least 2 offers. No matter, even if you considering that you are an average candidate. So normally, if you have seen, there are even participants who have even got 4 to 5 offers also. But our goal is each and every participant who is putting complete effort for next 4 months. Okay, they should be able to get at least this. Okay, 2 offer letters. The journey for you to get 2 offer letters starts from here. Starts from where? Starts from this part. Okay, starts from prerequisites. Okay, to get 2 offer letters, first you'll learn Python, SQL, then Data Factory, then Databricks, then Data Warehouse, then Fabric, then end-to-end projects, CI/CD, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, monitoring, end-to-end projects. Then you'll be working on GenAI projects, LLM, racks. You'll be clearing certification, DP700, AZ400. Okay, then you'll be clearing the certification. Then you'll be showing 1 or 2 years of experience. If you have a career gap, you'll be filling that career gap. If you're working in TCS or any other company, you'll be showing 1 or 2 or 3 years of experience with the help of IJP. Right, and then okay, if you can easily apply for applying for service-based and product-based companies. Before that, we'll be doing the mock interviews and interview preparation, and then you'll be optimizing your LinkedIn profiles. Then, if you're getting 10 interview calls, you will be in a stage to at least clear 3 to 4 or 2 to 3, and finally, you'll be at least getting 2 offer letters. So this is what the roadmap for you will be. Okay, end-to-end roadmap. Okay, so now along with this, we'll even give you access to this bonus programs. Okay, like Snowflake, Power BI, AWS Data Engineer, GCP Data Engineer, PySpark, Python, SQL also, because these are all the recorded parts. Okay, but above part, whatever I showed you, that will be live classes. Okay, you'll be getting accesses to all these programs also. Okay, maybe for those who enroll, maybe within 24 hours of completion of this demo, you'll be getting this program access also. Okay, so this is all about the journey, what you'll be driving. So far we talked about the journey of getting placed end to end. This is the mind map. Everything is detailed, okay, drafted. If you can understand this mind draft, if you can do everything what is mentioned here, it is impossible for anybody to not get placed. How many of you want access to this mind map? And just type in me in the chat box. How many of you want access to this mind map, what I just showed you completely, which has everything? Okay, fine. So what we will do, okay, so I can see Vineet, I want to know about the duration of this program. Only for DevOps, currently we're working as a network security engineer 3.0. So DevOps will take around 4 months, little bit more than 4 months also, and data engineering will take around 3.5 to 4 months. But however, you will be taking, when you are taking data engineering and DevOps together, you'll be taking parallel classes, like 3 classes for data engineer and 2 to 3 classes of DevOps part. So you'll be taking parallelly, approximately 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours of data engineering classes, 4 to 5 hours of DevOps classes. Okay, fine. So let me share you the access to this document. Okay, so now I have shared you the link in the chat box. In this, there is something called as mind map. If you go and click on the mind map link here. If you click this, okay, as you can see, if you click this, you'll be getting the access of it. Okay, this will give you, if you understand this mind map, that means you have a clarity on how to build a career in data engineer. Okay, just go to this and click it, you'll get an access. Okay, fine guys. So now we will be getting into the actual part. We'll be getting into the actual discussion, that is what exactly is a data engineer. What does a data engineer do? Okay, what does a data engineer do? So now, can you guys type in the chat box, what are the key responsibilities of a data engineer? What are the responsibilities of a data engineer? What are the responsibilities of a data engineer? What does a data engineer do? So now what we discussed is just the roadmap. So now we are actually beginning. So far we discussed the roadmap for getting placed. Right? That is really important. First of all, whenever you are traveling, first of all, you should have a map. Without map, if you are endlessly learning something, then you will be like heading nowhere. Right? You should have a proper plan for everything. If you have a career gap, how to fill that. If you have no experience, how to fill it. If you have a non-IT, how to go about this. You should know everything about that. Only when you know, we can plan it in a very structured way. So now, As a data engineer, you have three major responsibilities. Responsibility number 1, responsibility number 2, responsibility number 3. Okay, responsibility number 1 of a data engineer is, can you guys type in the chat box, what is the responsibility of a data engineer, guys? What does a data engineer do? What is the responsibility of a data engineer? Those who already know, please type in the chat box quickly. What is the responsibility of a data engineer? What does a data engineer do? Okay, what is a data engineer? Data engineer, okay, designs, builds, and manage. The responsibility of a data engineer is to design, build, and manage. What will a data engineer design, build, and manage? What will a data engineer design, build, and manage? A data engineer will design, build, and manage. I want you guys to answer. What will a data engineer design? What will a data engineer build and manage? Loading data from different data sets, creating data pipelines. Yes, the answer is a data engineer will design, build, and manage data pipelines. Data pipelines. So now, what do you mean by data pipeline? Data pipeline is something that connects source with the destination. So now, what do you mean by source? Source is a place where we have got raw data. Raw data. Okay, what do you mean by raw data? Any data which is unstructured, unprocessed, and unclean. This is called as raw data. Okay, and this is too much messy, and it is lot of duplicate and null values. This is of no useful. And at the source, we have fully processed data. Here at the source, we have got fully processed data. That means it has to be fully structured, fully processed, and it has to be fully clean. And who will be using this data? It will be used by AI teams, machine learning team, deep learning team, data science team, okay, data analyst team, business intelligence teams, okay, so on and so forth. All these teams will be using fully processed business data. So now, if you directly provide this raw data to this AI teams and machine learning team, can they work? No, they cannot work on this raw data. Now somebody needs to convert this raw data into fully processed business data. Who will do that? That is done by data engineers. What does the data engineer do? Data engineer will convert this raw data into fully processed business data and supply that data for AI teams, machine learning team, deep learning team, data science team, data analyst team, and so on and so forth. How does it do? How does a data engineer do that? By building a data pipeline. From source to destination. Okay, and in this data pipeline, a data engineer performs 3 major actions. What are the 3 major actions a data engineer performs? Let's try to understand. He performs 3 major actions like extraction, transformation, and loading. He will extract, transform, and load the data. So what do you mean by extracting? Extracting the data from different sources. Okay, different sources where we have got raw data. So what are the sources we can get the raw data? It can be from a website, it can be from an application, it can be from REST API. Okay, it can be from any kind of a CRM. It can be from any kind of a enterprise ERP, enterprise relationship management. Okay, CRM, customer relationship management. Right? It can be from a SAP. It can be from any kind of a social media. It can be from any kind of a OTT platform. Okay, it can be from any kind of data. Okay, so in first step we have to extract the data from different sources. Into a single place. Which tool do we use in Azure for extracting the data from different sources? Can you guys answer? Which tool do we use in Azure for extracting the data from different sources? Can you guys answer? Which tool in Azure do we use for extracting the data from different sources?
ADF.
Yes, we'll be using Azure Data Factory. Okay, when I ask questions, you can even unmute yourself and answer. It's not, it's only that, right, you have to type in the chat box. You can even unmute yourself and answer. right? ADF. With the help of Azure Data Factory, we extract the data from different sources. ADF is like a traffic controller. That means the traffic of data is coming from different sources. Okay, ADF is responsible for controlling the traffic and allowing the traffic to the next level. So now, before transforming the data, we have to do one more step here. Can you guys tell me what step is that? Before transforming the data, we have to do one more step here. What is that? What is that? We have to store the data. What are the storage spaces we have got? What are the storage spaces we got? Can you tell me like what are the storage spaces we have in Azure?
Blob and ADLS.
Correct. We have got blob storage and ADLS. Now, very important question is when you talk about ADLS, we have to take ADLS Gen 2. This is what is Azure is running right now. So now, very important interview question is what is the difference between blob storage and ADLS? Blob is also storage and ADLS is also storage. What is the difference between them? Blob storage is used for storing small volume of data, in the size of gigabytes. Whereas ADLS is used for storing large volume of data or even called as big data. So now, can you guys tell me when do you call any kind of data as big data? When do you call any kind of data as big data? Okay, I want you guys. So maybe you talk about big data. You might have heard about big data from 100,000 different places. So now, when do you call any kind of data as big data? Very basic question.
More than terabytes.
So large amount of data consists of files.
Yes, large amount of data. What is that large amount of data? In the range of terabyte to petabytes. Okay. So any data which is in the range of terabytes to petabytes, we will call it as big data. We store that big data in ADLS. But if it is less than TB, then we store the data in blob storage. I hope you are getting the clarity when we use blob storage and when we use ADLS. Then we have to transform the data. For transforming the data, which tool do we use in Azure? For transforming the data?
ADF, right? Azure Data Factory.
Data Factory is for extracting the data.
Okay.
For transforming, we'll use Databricks. Databricks, correct. So Databricks is used for transforming the big data. So inside Databricks, we have got something called as a big data processing engine that is called as Apache Spark. What is Apache Spark? Apache Spark is a big data processing engine. It's a big data processing engine, used for transforming big data. So what is the language which is used for communicating with this Apache Spark? It is nothing but PySpark. The language used to communicate with Apache Spark is called as PySpark. What is PySpark? PySpark is a library of Python used for dealing with big data transformation. So like Apache Spark, we have got other big data processing engines like Hadoop, Kafka, Scala and all. Why is that we are not using that? We are focusing on Apache Spark because Apache Spark is more powerful and more faster. So once we do the big data transformation, next step is we have to load the data. Where do we load the data? We can load the data into a database, SQL data pool, many places. But majority of the time it will be loaded into a data warehouse. What is the data warehouse in Azure called as? It is called as Synapse. Synapse. In this data warehouse, we can even run the analytics also. That is the reason it is called as Synapse Analytics. From this data warehouse, we can supply the data to AI team, machine learning team, data science team, deep learning team, data analyst team, business intelligence team, so on and so forth. So in simple words, for this team to operate, somebody needs to supply the fully processed business ready data. That part is done by data engineers. Once this part is done, then finally you will be learning Fabric. What is Fabric? Fabric is like all-in-one tool where whatever we did so far, like ETL, Data Factory, Databricks, and Synapse, everything can be done in a single place, in a simplified way, drag and drop way, in Fabric. All-in-one solution. It is simplified version which Microsoft has prepared. It is an innovative tool. For example, if you had 100 car was invented. So now remember, as humans have invented flights that is like 100 times more powerful than cars. Similarly, Fabric is more powerful tool. So now you may ask, like, can I learn only Fabric and get a job only in Fabric? No. you have to learn first all the traditional approach of Data Factory, Databricks and Synapse, and then only you have to learn Fabric. You have to learn both traditional approaches and Fabric also. So in short, we'll be learning everything. So totally, how many projects we'll be working on? We'll be working on 5 projects in data in this part of in this data engineering. First project is nothing but Data Factory. Second project is on like Databricks. Third project will be on like Data Warehouse. Fourth project will be on Fabric Data Engineering. And fifth project will be on end-to-end projects, everything put together. Okay, and before getting started with this, you'll be even learning Python and SQL. So everything, all these things, whatever we are written in the screen, it will take around like 3.5 to 4 months to learn. 3.5 to 4 months to learn. Okay, in a very structured way. And at the end, we'll be working on some real-time concrete projects like e-commerce data pipeline, e-commerce projects, like banking projects, okay, like healthcare projects, HR projects. We'll be taking different projects, different real-time, like HDFC Bank or like Amazon. We'll be taking different data sets and we'll be working on it. I hope you guys are getting the clarity. And before getting started with this, okay, we'll first learn Python, SQL. So this is how the structure of the classes will be. Okay, so this is all about data engineering part. So now anybody has any kind of question so far, you guys can ask. If it is clear, just type in clear in the chat box.
I have a question.
Yeah.
During the entire course, which is 4 months, how long is the duration for somebody who does not know Python or SQL? Like, what duration would that take to get,
So Python and SQL, this is apart from this 4 months. Okay. So maybe approximately I can tell you Python will take around 12 to 15 classes. Okay. And SQL will take around like 10 to 12 classes.
Understood. With those classes, there will be some practicals as well to
yes. Those are data Python for data engineering and SQL for data engineering. Whatever the part is required for data engineering, that will be good. All practicals itself. Okay.
Thanks.
So for those who know Python and SQL, you can skip that and directly get into Data Factory. And for those who feel that no, I know Python, I know SQL, but I'm not confident, again would recommend start with Python again. Okay.
One question here, sorry, to follow up on that. There is a fast track option which I discussed with one of your colleagues.
Yeah.
So I currently am not working, I'm just studying itself. So I just want to understand from scratch.
See, Santosh, what we do now, when we talk about for those who are not working and who want to get into a job very soon, for them what we'll do, we'll be adding into multiple batches, first thing. Okay. Second thing, okay, we'll be even giving you access of one of the recent batch which is already completed. You will have the recordings access as well. Right. Third thing, once you complete the modules, we'll be arranging your mock interviews immediately. For those who are not working, you guys can finish up this modules. Okay, everything to around like 45 days or so. If you dedicate every day 4 to 5 hours, you can finish up everything in 45 days also. For those who are not working, who have complete time, dedicated time. Okay, Santosh, hope you got the clarity.
I did. Thank you.
So that is how. See, at the end of the day, if you're not, it's all about how much duration of time you can give per day. Okay, that will decide how fast you can get the results. Okay. Fine. So now we will be getting into next phase. Next phase is also all about DevOps phase. Now, so far you understood why do we need data engineering part, what is data engineering part and everything. Okay, so now.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, through ADF also we can do some transformations, right? What is the difference?
Yes.
ADF
See, with ADF, we can do the transformation for small volume of data, not for big data.
Okay.
For example, if you have some like smaller scenarios of like transforming like some 10 GB of data, that can be done with the help of ADF, right? But if you have some 10 TB of data, can you do with ADF? No.
No. Okay.
There's a capacity, right? For example, there's a capacity of bike, there's a capacity of a car, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly.
Yeah, don't mind. I have one more question. Actually, currently I am working as a senior data engineer. Okay. Is there any specific course for any architect level kind of thing, or this is only the sufficient for that?
The architect level in the sense, so once if you're already working as a data engineer, first of all, go through the contents what we already have. Remember what are the kind of
with Snowflake actually I'm working.
Okay, so that means that you are completely new to this line. You have to entirely go through this once again.
Okay.
Okay. Only thing is that you have to work on more complex data pipelines. Working on more complex data pipelines for one. Okay. So I assume that you're already working on a CTC above 30 LPA right now, if I'm not wrong.
Not like that. Okay. Near to that.
Okay, fine. Maybe that is what. Maybe you have to go see. Only one thing is that whatever you're working, work on all these skills, and in that add so that like last 3 years, 4 years you have worked on this Azure Data Engineer. Okay. Not only Azure Data Engineer, you should also add the DevOps part also, how you deploy data pipelines. Okay. So for now, I will show you how your resume should look like. So Pawan, pay careful attention to this. You'll be getting the clarity. What are the skills you need to add? So these are the resumes. For example, in the resume, you'll be adding like, okay, should I zoom or let me zoom out so that it is visible? I hope it's visible now. Okay, fine. So as you can see, these are the skills you'll be adding on your resume, like Azure Data Factory, okay, Synapse, Azure Databricks, all the skills will be covered. Azure Event Hub, Microsoft Fabric, and everything. In big data and streaming, Apache Spark, PySpark, Kafka, right? All this. Okay, all these skills you will be adding. Okay, then coming to programming, you need, as I told you, like Python and SQL are really important part. Okay, then Scala, PowerShell. This part is required for DevOps. This part is required for data engineering part. Okay, then comes DevOps part. CI/CD and all of it. CI/CD part and all of it. Okay, so now majority of them will have a question. Why do we need to learn DevOps first of all? Okay, how is data engineering and DevOps related? Let's try to understand that first. Okay, we'll try to understand how data engineering and DevOps will work together. For example, just imagine that you are working in Flipkart. Flipkart is a huge company. Every minute there is a huge amount of sales happening. That is, huge amount of volumes of sales is happening. That means huge amount of data is getting generated at a very huge volume and at a very huge velocity. Velocity of the data is very high and volume of the data is very high. So now you are here as a data engineer. What you will do as a data engineer? You will be building a data pipeline. What do you mean by data pipeline? We already discussed. A data pipeline is something which converts raw data into fully processed data. You're getting raw data from different sources. You convert them into fully processed business data with the help of Data Factory, Databricks, and different tools. Right? Once you have built the data pipelines, you need to deploy the data pipelines to multiple servers. Server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, server number 4, server number 5. Can you guys tell me why do we need to deploy this data pipeline to multiple servers? Why can't we deploy into a single server? Can you guys tell me? Why do we need to deploy this data pipeline to multiple servers? Why can't we deploy into a single server?
It will impact performance, right?
What are the technical terms? What technicalities? Right? Let's answer this. First thing is that just imagine that recently you watched the India versus New Zealand the final match, okay, World Cup match. So in a Jio Hotstar there were more than 50 crore people who were watching the match. So how is that they were able to sustain such kind of capacity? For example, load balancing, correct. Load balancing, the right word. If there's a huge load on server number 1, okay, if the server number 1 is about to crash, the load will be shifted to server number 2. If there's a huge load again on server number 2, if the server number 2 is about to crash, the load will be shifted to server number 3. This is called as load balancing. Load balancing. It is a very important concept in cloud computing. The second one is disaster recovery. So right now there is a war going on, like Iran, Israel, okay, and US and all. So for example, you have stored all your data in one of the Microsoft data center. You just imagine that in like some XYZ place. So now some US or Israel or Iran bombs it and everything is gone. Then nothing. You cannot do anything about it. That is the reason you need to have physical backup in different data centers as well. So that is when you need to deploy your data centers in multiple data pipelines. Okay, you have to deploy your data pipelines to multiple servers. So how will you do this? To do this, you need what kind of skills? You need DevOps skills. For that, this guy, DevOps guy, was usually responsible for this. For this, you need to have skills of CI/CD pipeline, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, so on and so forth. Okay, you have to be efficient with this part. So now why is that we are working on it? Talking about this because of AI, this data engineering part is also becoming easier, and this DevOps part is also becoming easier. So now the companies are expecting you to become this guy, this green guy. Okay, somebody who knows how to build data pipelines and also somebody who knows how to deploy data pipelines. So when you know how to build and deploy data pipelines, okay, then you will be a hero in the market, where almost every participant is only learning data engineer. You'll be more efficient. And right now, if there are 10 interview calls, I want you guys to open go to Google and search for Azure Data Engineering jobs and open some random 10 interview calls. And if you check the JD, you can see that at least 8 to 9 interview calls will be expecting you to have DevOps skills, CI/CD skills. So that is what. Okay, so now can you ask, can I not get a job if I learn only data engineering? You will get a job, but the limited interview calls is the problem. But when you learn both, you'll be getting more powerful number of interview calls. But when you learn data engineering and DevOps and along with AI, okay, you will be able to get higher packages. Okay, you will be able to command your profile, because as anybody who knows agentic AI and Gen AI, okay, are given first priority in any kind of interviews. So that is how you need to build your profile. So now, is everything covered in the single program? These are combination of 3 programs. Data engineering is a separate program, DevOps is a separate program, and AI is a separate program. So now, when you connect with the team, you have to ask for the triple combo. This is a combination of 3 programs together. Right? So what all skills will be covered in DevOps part? Let me give you a clarity. What skills will be covered in data engineering? What skills will be covered in DevOps? Let me give you the clarity. So I hope you guys are able to see the screen. So now in this image, okay, fine. In this image, as you guys can see, first thing is in data engineering part. What in data engineering part, you already know what all skills will be covered. We'll be covering all part of, okay, here we'll be getting started with Python, then SQL, then Data Factory, then Databricks, then Synapse, okay, then Fabric, okay, then end-to-end projects. This will take around like 3.5 to 4 months. In DevOps, what all skills will be covering? For DevOps, what all skills will be covering? For DevOps, let me name. First, you'll be learning Linux. Why is Linux? Linux is very powerful because it is very secure operating system for security reasons. Then you'll be learning scripting. You don't need coding for even DevOps also, you need scripting like, okay, PowerShell and YAML scripting. You'll be learning that. Once that is done, you'll be getting into, okay, learning about Azure fundamentals. Okay, how does the Azure complete work? What is infrastructure? What is IaaS, infrastructure as a service? What is PaaS? What is SaaS? Everything you'll be learning. Then you'll be getting into Azure Admin. This is where you'll be working on practical services like Azure Active Directory. Okay, you'll be working on Azure Active Directory and different kind of services, resource book, everything. There are more than 50 plus practical labs you'll be working on. All these practical labs will be working on Azure portal. Okay, once this is done, you'll be getting into Azure DevOps. In Azure DevOps, you'll be working on 5 projects. What are the 5 projects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First project will be on CI/CD, second project on Kubernetes and Docker, third project will be on, okay, Terraform, fourth will be on monitoring, and fifth will be on, okay, end-to-end projects. All this thing DevOps part will easily take around like 4 months, 4 plus months. Okay, this will take 4 plus months. So now you will be taking data engineering classes and DevOps classes parallelly. So now you got the data engineering part, what will be covered, DevOps part, what will be covered. So now, how your classes should be? Let me give you a clarity on this part. So just imagine, okay, these are the slots. So here we have got data engineering. AD means Azure Data Engineering classes. AD means Azure DevOps classes. Here we have got morning batch. Here we have got evening batch. Here we have got weekend batch. Okay. So usually classes will be in like either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Morning classes will be like 7 to 8:30 a.m. Okay. Evening classes 9 to 10:30 p.m. Okay, and weekend classes 11 to 1:30. Weekend classes, there will be multiple slots here. Weekend, morning, evening, and everything. For example, okay, option number 1. If you are taking data engineering classes in the morning, you can take DevOps classes in the evening or on the weekend. Okay, I hope you are getting the clarity. Okay, if you are taking data engineering classes in the morning, you can take DevOps classes in the evening or in the weekend. Option number 2, if you are taking DevOps classes in the morning, you can take data engineering classes in the morning or in the weekend. Or option number 3, you can take both the classes in the weekend. So in this way, no matter what batch you are working on, you'll be able to work on the slots. So this data engineering and DevOps you'll be taking parallelly. Once you complete both the things, you'll be learning the AI systems, this part. You'll be learning the GenAI mastery. What you'll be doing in GenAI part, you'll be building intelligent applications on top of the same data using LLMs, AI agents, and intelligent systems. Okay, you'll be building agents to do the work, whatever you have learned here, to automate the work. Okay, to automate the work. For example, it's simple. Like for example, you are point A is where you are living. Point B, okay, this is just imagine that you are living in a village. Okay, point A, and point B is the part where you have got a lake. Is a huge lake here. Okay, so now usually you used to travel and bring the water. Okay, maybe that you used to travel and bring the water in a bucket. Okay, so all of a sudden maybe you realize your friend gave you an idea, why not we build a pipeline from like a point A to point B. Yes, building a pipeline is very difficult, but you took the effort in building a pipeline. End to end you build the pipeline, dig the pipeline, and install the pipeline. Once the pipeline is installed, so now whenever there is water in point B, water directly comes to point B. So everything, the whole of the village was happy because of your work, because you completely automated the work of hundreds and thousands of people traveling daily, working hard, going in sun and bringing water. So now you build a pipeline for it. So this is how automation works. That is how AI works. AI can completely whatever feels like hard work can seem like nothing. I think you guys already know the power of AI. So how will it be if you know how to build that agents and systems to integrate with your work? So that is what the power we are talking about with the help of this AI engineers. Here in AI part, you'll be basically working on LLMs and RAGs. How many of you know what is RAGs and LLM? If you are new, can you just type in new in the chat box if you are completely new to this? How many of you know about this? What is LLMs, what is RAG and everything? Okay, I think most of you are new to it. Okay, fine, not a problem. Let me give you a very simple explanation. I will not go deep. I will give you a very simple explanation. Just imagine that. Okay, just imagine that you are here. Okay, so now let's take a simple example. Now you are here. So now you are using your cell phone and you are typing in ChatGPT and you are searching. Remember, you are searching anything. And whenever you are searching, for example, like how do I lose weight? Okay, how do I travel for like US for like 10-day plan? Hundreds of things you can ask. Whenever you ask any kind of questions, what will ChatGPT do? Okay, ChatGPT will go into the entire internet, whatever the data is put in the entire internet. Okay, this ChatGPT is trained on it. Okay, and based on that you will get an answer. So this approach of training this ChatGPT on this entire knowledge on the internet, okay, that is nothing but LLM, large language model. This is like a brain. This is like a human brain. For example, so right now your age may be 20, 25, 30. So now when you lead your life, for example, just imagine that this is you. Just imagine that your age is 25. So now when you are leading your life, how do you take decisions? You take decisions based on whatever the data is fed into you in the last 25 years, correct? Whatever the data is fed into you in the last 25 years, based on that, you will take the actions and decisions and actions. Similarly, whatever is there in the internet, whatever it is fed into this LLMs, based on that, you'll be getting the answer. This is called as LLM. Okay, LLM models. ChatGPT is LLM, Gemini is an LLM model, Claude is an LLM model, Grok is an LLM model. There are very powerful LLM models. Okay, so now LLM model becomes very generic. So now will it be useful for your company? To an extent, but how can you make this more powerful for your organization? Just imagine that. Okay, here we have a project. Just imagine that here we have built a project. So here we build a Coding Superstar project. Okay, Coding Superstar project we have built. Okay, in this project we have used Java in the backend, and we have used React in the front end. Okay, so now if I ask in this ChatGPT, okay, can you tell me what is the technology stack is used in Coding Superstar project? Will it give the answer? No, because it is not public on the internet. It is not public on the internet, right? So now how can I, if I want to ask anything about the projects, like how many lines of codes are there in Java? Okay, how many developers have built this? Okay, how many how many whatever about the projects, if you want to ask, you can ask. Okay, so everything you will be bringing. So now if you want to build it for your projects completely, an AI system for your project, okay, that is possible with the help of RAG. Okay, retrieval augmented generation. Retrieval augmented generation. This is like a memory. This is like a memory. LLM is like a brain. This is like a memory. So now if you have built a system around this, okay, RAG and LLM, so then you can get custom answers for your projects. Not only custom answers, even the custom actions can even be done for your LLMs. So in simple words, so now when you know about RAGs and LLM, for example, so now you have a project. Just imagine you're working as a data engineer here. Here you have a project. Okay, on your project, you build this RAG, retrieval augmented generation, and then you have got LLM here, large language models. Now when you ask, if you are, for example, in my project, if you want to retrieve any information or do any action on it, you give to this, and this will go to RAG, and based on this RAG, you'll be getting the response back. So can you tell me, like, maybe, for example, you have built like 500, in your project there are like 500 data pipelines that are built. Out of 500 data pipelines, so maybe right now you have trained your RAG about this data pipelines. So now you go and ask here, out of this 500 data pipelines, can you tell me which data pipelines is failing? You will get the answer here based on your project. Okay, can you even fix this? If you want to fix the data pipeline, then you have to build agents for it, AI agents for it. This is how you build AI over your complete workforce. Like, what exactly kind of a skills you'll be learning and everything. For that, okay, you guys need to go through this document. I think I have already shared you about how everything works. So let me share you the document. I think you guys have access to this. Yes, this is the document, whatever I'm showing you. Okay, just go to this document, you'll be getting a complete access of it. Okay, anybody has any kind of doubts so far? Anybody has any kind of doubts so far, you guys can ask. Okay, all good, guys. So now if you guys have any kind of questions, you can start asking. You can start asking your questions. So that right, gradually, okay, there are, I can help you out with your questions also. Whatever the questions you guys have, you can ask. You can now unmute yourself and ask whatever the questions you guys have. You have all freedom to ask your questions.
I'll start if you don't mind.
Yeah, Santosh.
Yeah. So the person that we are connected with, who is providing us the link to join this meeting, are they as educated about these particular products as, say, yourself? The reason I'm saying is I have a more personal view on what course to pick up, right? Mm-hmm. And I think you have quite a like, say, at least 6 to 7 different type of courses that you have, right?
Not 6 to 7, into 6 to 7. See, if you see it in that way, majorly broadly talking about 3 clubbed into 1. You can call it as triple combo.
Okay.
Okay.
The one that is on the screen.
Yeah, this is a 3 combo. Within that data engineering, if you call, maybe you can call it as different data. Everything is combined into one. So in DevOps also, you can call Azure Admin is a different program, Azure DevOps is a different program, and everything. But we are clubbing everything into one, right? We are not differentiating that.
Understood.
Okay.
So if I were to ask something technical about, say, about the data engineering, AI engineering, DevOps engineering, to that particular resource of yours who I've been connected with, will he be able to answer it, or should I be clarifying it with you over
Yeah,
this call?
the team will help you out. If your questions are too technical or anything, just ask me. Ask them to connect with me. They will connect a conference call with me. They will help you out. That will
I'll
help
do
you.
that then. I'll do that because I have a very specific thing and I don't want to take up all your time, and other people also might want to talk to you. So I'll
Yeah.
check in with that then. Thank you so much.
So, fine, not a problem. So what I will do, I will share you my number also in the WhatsApp. But guys, do not text me for any kind of what is the fees and all. But however, if you have any kind of a technical questions like Santosh you can pick me on this number 9900136885. Okay, I have shared you on the chat.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah, I'll keep in touch. Yeah.
Fine. Anybody else has any other questions, guys?
Oh, sorry. What time? Do you have any specific time that you would prefer? I know that this might be too late for you.
Yeah, you can just ping on WhatsApp, but however, based on the availability, we'll connect. Maybe possibly the best will be like we can connect around like 11:30 in the morning tomorrow morning.
Gladly. Thank you, Afsar.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else has any other questions, guys? Okay, so maybe and also you guys can go to this. This will give you scenarios. Okay, first to understand the real world workflow. What does a data engineer do? Data engineers build data pipelines. Okay, and the DevOps engineer, what the DevOps engineer deploy those data pipelines. So now in most of the companies, both the roles work together and all. So when you complete, okay, maybe this is the done. Now where does AI fit into? So modern organizations are no longer satisfied with just storing and moving data. They want intelligent systems, okay, that can understand data and generate insights automatically. This is where generative AI comes in. Okay, instead of only building pipelines, you start building intelligent data products. Okay, example from real-time company scenarios. So there are scenarios like here. Okay, I've already shared the document in the chat box. Try to go to this. You can read up all the scenarios. Okay.
I have one question. You
Yeah.
guys are provide 3-in-1 all the courses. So, but I want to take only data engineer course. So, shall I take?
So
Or
what is your
I-
background? It depends on like Pooja. What is your background? What is your background like?
Yes, I'm having 3 years of experience in that project management PMO in Walmart.
And you maybe right, do you have skills on Python
No,
or
no,
like
no.
SQL?
No.
And what is your what? I think when you're working in Walmart, I assume that your CTC is already higher in a higher end. What is your current CTC like?
It's around 15.
15 LPA. So obviously you will be expecting around like 25 LPA or so. This minimum, bare minimum of 25 you'll be expecting in your current next job. Correct, Pooja?
Yes.
See, when you're expecting that, only data engineering will not be sufficient, to be very honest. Why? Okay, see, if for whom only data, those are completely naive, okay, maybe right, who are just a beginner level package, 4 to 5 lakh package, right? Who are want to get into like around like 8 to 12 lakh package. For them, only data engineering is sufficient. So now,
And I'm having 1 year of gap also.
Sorry?
I'm having 1 year of gap also.
Yeah, if you have 1 year of gap, not a problem. That you can fill it by saying you worked as a freelancer. That will guide you, not to worry on that part. Okay. So only thing is that, see, at the end of the day, whatever the skills we are adding, okay, at the end of the day, okay, we have to see in the market what are the companies expecting, right? Based on that, we have to be ready, right? For example, if the companies are not expecting the DevOps, okay, we do not want to spend any or waste anybody's time into something which is not helpful. Okay, I hope you are getting the point, Pooja.
Yeah.
Okay, and why is that we are including AI systems? Because AI will make your work more easier. Okay, the AI will position yourself into a more powerful profile, right? We do not want to miss out this opportunity. Okay, so that is the reason we have combined everything together. Okay, but okay, so how maybe I have told you what are the aspects, how the companies use, what are the scenarios companies use. So now you guys are smart enough to take the decisions on your behalf, right? But enough. So at the end of the day, we can only tell you how the companies are operating, what are the facts that are currently going on. So now you need to decide what is best for you. Okay. Fine. Anybody else has any kind of questions? So now what I will do, I will, somebody was trying to ask.
I have a doubt actually. Having 4+ years of experience in a Java background, Java and Apache Camel, the Spring and microservice I am working actually.
So Sai Prakash, what is your current CTC?
It's around 4.5, like 4.5 to 5.
Okay, so you are working in Java, maybe at 4.5. How many years of experience you have?
4+, 4.2.
So I think you need to get ahead in the career very soon, because for that years of experience your package is very less, right?
Yes.
Again, not demotivating you, just giving you the clarity so that, right, you don't waste much of your time from now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now only thing is, right, so now get ahead with this, with the data engineering skills plus DevOps skills. Okay, at least these two are very much recommended for you. If you want to take AI, that will be very added advantage. If you want to ignore AI, that you can do. But data engineering and DevOps, that something is will add good weightage. Next package, what you need to aim for is at least in the range of 15 to 20 lakhs. This is what you need to aim for, not less than 15.
So if it is for LPA, so how can you make 20 to 20 LPA?
So guys, let's go one at a time so that it's not overlapping. So Sai Prakash, getting the clarity?
Yeah.
Okay. So only thing is that one more thing what I can say, you should build confidence in yourself. You should have confidence in yourself. You should have a rock solid presentation skills, right? Those who can present the projects really well, okay, they will be paid 2 to 3 times more than those who don't know how to present, right? So everything counts. Your technical skills, your presentation ability, how good your team player, how good, what kind of a convincing power you got, how good of influencing power you got. Everything counts. So right now, it's in the age of AI, you should have all the skills, problem solving skills, right?
Yeah.
It will not only give you technical skills. Technical skills, even if you go on YouTube, you can even learn in YouTube also, right? But in YouTube, you can only learn the basic scenarios. But if the companies ask you, tell me either if the pipeline is taking 4 hours, how can you reduce it to 1 hour? Okay, so that kind of scenarios you cannot expect from YouTube. For that you have to learn real time, right? For example, now we are interacting. So if something is stuck, we can fix then and there itself, right? But that is the kind of scenarios we need to work on. So if you work on that kind of scenarios, yes, results are expected. See, nothing comes free in this world, right? At the end of the day, whatever, for example, if I am recruiting, if I have a job for 25 LPA, I would expect the 25k lakhs worth of value from you when you attend the interviews. Only then I will select you, correct? Sai Prakash.
Yes.
If you say that I have problems at my home, I have EMIs, give me a job. Okay, will any of the companies recruit on sympathy? Never, right?
No.
At the end of the day, you have to give value, take the value back. Okay, you should not expect sympathy from the other person, and nor, maybe you have to be fair. This is the value, okay, just give me. When you have skills, you can demand. You should be in a demanding position.
Yeah.
Not requesting position. Right.
This data engineering and these are new for me. So it will take how many months duration actually?
See, first thing is that you are already working in Java. Java is more difficult than Python, right? If you are working on Java, learning Python and SQL is more easier. Okay, then if you learn Python and SQL, then gradually the rest of the thing will be more or less tool based. Not much difficult. You can learn that.
Okay.
Only thing is that you have to make practice. You have to practice. You have to make a lot of mistakes. If you are not making mistakes, that means you are not learning. You have to make mistakes. Okay. At the start, you will feel demotivated. I'm not getting. You should feel that. If this was easy, everybody would have done that, right? Okay, so that is the kind of mindset you need to carry and learn it. Yes. Anybody else? Somebody was trying to ask you.
Hey, hi, Rahul this side.
Yeah, Rahul, please go ahead.
Actually, can you just a little bit clarify on this certification part? That would be a little bit helpful for me, because I have a background of BI tools like Power BI, ClickSense, and just started working on the Fabric also. I have total experience of around 5 years almost. So I'm preparing for DP 600 right now, but I can see that you have mentioned the DP 600.
One thing is DP 600 is Fabric certified for data analytics.
Yes, that's
right?
focusing on.
Correct. So right now here we are focusing on Fabric for data engineering, as you can see here, DP 700.
Okay.
Okay, because this certification is more powerful than DP600, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
however, see, at the end of the day, okay, certifications is like having is a byproduct, right? First of all, you should be a problem solver. As you are already working in Power BI, you are a destination end, correct? So now you have to even learn how to pick up the data from the sources, extract it, ADF, Databricks, and all of it. When you learn everything, then you have a certification. Then your profile will be complete.
Okay. So this course will help me to learn complete the
Clear.
DP700 also.
Correct. As you can see, not only that, 7 certifications what are listed here.
Okay.
Out of those, must and should are this to one, DP700 and AZ400.
Okay, that's great.
Got the clarity? And then how to clear the certifications and all. As you can, I think you already know it. 1000 out of 1000 you need to score 700 passing mark, MCQs, mock tests. You will be helping you with mock tests. Okay, and exam cost will be around like 4,000 change, which you directly pay to Microsoft. Sometimes you'll be even getting for free. Okay, if we provide you coupons. Coupons will be available sometimes. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
So now, maybe yes, anybody else has any kind of questions you guys can ask. So now let me show you the. Yeah, Ganesh.
Dinesh here. Yeah. Do we have class recordings if we miss the classes?
Yes. All the classes will be recorded. Let me show you how the classes will be, how the batch will be. So can you see this, Dinesh? This is one of the recent batch. Okay, what is completed. So this is how the class will be. Each and every batch will be around like 25 plus participants. For example, if you take ADF classes. Okay, so ADF classes. This is how the classes will be. This is all completed batch. This most of the candidates already placed. Introduction to ADF. Okay, building first data pipeline from CSV to SQL, getting metadata, all these classes, projects and everything. Okay, like this, whatever the batch you are attending, you'll be getting the live. Once the class is done, after 30 minutes, the recording will be uploaded. Okay, in the Google Drive like this. Right? So now, for example, if you take the Fabric, what kind of projects will be covered? Fabric recording, Fabric product notebooks, sales data warehouse project, sales projects, ticketing notebooks, and like what is an activator, right? So these you will be getting materials for each and everything. As you can see, what is an activator, data activator, okay? How does it work? What are the materials? How can you work on a Fabric portal on this? Like what is data warehousing? Okay, data warehousing concept. Okay, what is data migration? Okay, you'll be getting materials. What is ETL? Okay, everything from the very scratch you'll be learning. So, however, we had very limited time, I was really fast. I think I was speaking in 1.5x speed, right? Maybe in the actual classes, it will not be that speed. Only intention for speaking so fast is there were a lot of things to be covered. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. Okay, so like this you'll be getting like, and also classes, Fabric classes, we can see this is how the classes will be. Class number 1, class number 2, Fabric introduction, Fabric tenant, Fabric capacity, Fabric workspaces and ADL, Fabric lakehouse systems, Fabric this thing. All these things will be in a very much structured approach. This is once you enroll, okay, if you request the team, they will even give you the access of one of the previous batch also. This is one of the recent batch completed. Okay, and there will be one complete folder on interview questions and resume preparation. As you can see, like resumes of previously placed participants. Okay, 100 plus Databricks interview questions, like interview question, like what kind of interview questions will be asked in Databricks, like reading and writing data from CSV file, simple questions to very advanced questions, right? So data engineering questions, PySpark tricks, PySpark interview questions, like how do you work on PySpark, different part, like what are the different functions used in PySpark, like what are the use cases of it. Recent interview questions and answered by friends. Maybe some of the teammates have even shared what are content. These are the actual interview questions that are. Tell me the dimension tables. Okay, tell me few dimension table names used in your project, important for interview. Like what are the answers, organization tables, how does it work, right? Okay, what is your team size? Okay, we are 6 members, 3 developers, 1 tester and everything. What is your sprint size? Okay, what is your responsibilities? What is your source? Okay, what was the kind of a source of data you'll be working? What is your destination? Okay, are you guys understanding? These are the kind of interview questions will be. What is schemas in data warehouse? These are the actual interview questions, not some like copy paste from ChatGPT or something. These are the actual interview questions that, okay, the team has recorded. Okay, so that you guys can get a clarity. Likewise, you'll be getting lots and lots of materials. Okay, like SQL, top 50 PySpark interview questions. PySpark is really important. What is the difference between RDD and data frame? What is the data set and all of it? Okay, so this is how the questions will be. Okay, and then I will show you. This is all the scenario-based questions will be. If you are able to answer, I will give you access to this document, interview document. For that, I would expect only one thing. Okay, I want you guys to give whatever you guys have learned in this. Okay, I just want you to share your experience of your learning in this link. Okay, so for those who share the experience, once you share the experience, then just text me on this number that I have shared the experience. I will share you the interview documents. Interview document. Okay, that is normally only for enrolled participants, that is given at the end. But however, for those who share the feedback, 700-136, I will share you this. Okay, access of this interview document. This particular document, I will share you access. Okay, so now how the interview questions will be asked? Real-time data processing challenge. Your company processes real-time IoT sensor data. How would you design low latency scalable pipeline using Azure Data Factory, Azure Stream Analytics, okay, and Azure Synapse Analytics? How would you optimize query performance, okay, when dealing with high velocity streaming data, right? So handling data skew and in Azure Data Lake, like handling semi-structured and structured data versioning, managing large-scale data migration. Your organization is migrating 10 TB of on-premises SQL Server database to Azure Synapse Analytics. How would you plan and execute this migration with minimal downtime? Okay, how would you handle schema drift and schema validation? I hope you guys are getting the clarity. So likewise, automating the data pipelines. Your team wants to implement CI/CD for Azure Data Factory. What tools and strategies would you use, okay, to ensure seamless deployment and rollbacks? Okay, how do you set up infrastructure as a code using Terraform or Bicep for an Azure Data Engineering environment? So complete, okay, these are more advanced. If you guys are aiming for more than 40 LPA, you'll be have to be ready with this level of questions. Enterprise data warehouse design and all of it. I will give you this access, okay? So only thing is that as I've shared you the link in the chat box, just give the whatever you guys have learned today, what kind of projects, what kind of a key value, key intakes you have got, just share your experience and share me the screenshot on my number. I will share you this entire interview document, okay, so that you get a clarity like what kind of interview questions will be asked, right? After that, you can gradually, okay, it will be easy for you to, okay, connect with the team and enroll. Okay, yes, I can see that almost 6-7 of you have already messaged me. Yes guys, once this session is done, I will share you this document. Okay, fine. Anybody else has any other questions before we close? Yes guys. Yes, anybody else has any other questions? Okay, so this is how it will be. If you have already given the feedback, well and good, you can just go to the WhatsApp number and number at what I have shared. Just go and okay, press it. Yes. Vijay Patil, Venkat Ramana, Santosh, Rahul. Any questions, guys? I hope you guys have got the clarity.
Yeah, I did. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Yeah, Santosh, I hope you have given the feedback in the link that is shared across.
I will. A little later, I will.
Okay. Try to go through that and for fees and all, Rajesh, connect with the team. You will get a clarity. Fine, guys. Try to give this. Just go to the link and share your experience of what kind of value you got, so that even everybody who has not attended the session, they also get to know what is the value, okay, they have got, because this session is completely free. Okay, when you're getting so much value and free, maybe it is just okay. It will be helpful for even others who are not into this session, so that you will even get the value out. When they read your comments, they should also get inspired, okay, to learn about data engineering and all the other stuffs. Okay, fine guys. Last 1 minute. If anybody has any kind of final questions, you guys can ask before we close.
Hi. I wanted to know, like, the tools which we are using in this course. Like
They are-
downloading them, installing them will be free or is it paid?
See, everything will be on Azure portal. Okay, it will be on Azure. You are not using any kind of open source tools, right? So maybe it will help you out. It will not charge you much. Okay, approximately when you use Azure portal, initially you will be getting free access of Azure portal, right? Azure portal maybe first 1 month is free, right? After that you have to convert it to pay as you go model. Pay as you go model, you have to spend around like 300 to 500 rupees per month. Okay. If you have multiple free accounts, then you can continuously use it for free itself. Got the clarity, Ajay? Everything is cloud here. Nothing is like nothing you are installing on your system. Everything is cloud because this is cloud related training, right? Cloud data engineer and cloud DevOps.
Got it.
Okay. Fine. Any other questions? Anybody else has any other questions? So I can see good amount of you have WhatsApped. Okay. Yes. If you guys have not given the feedback yet, just go ahead and share your experience and WhatsApp on that number. You'll be getting the interview document, what you are seeing on the screen. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Okay. So tomorrow 9 p.m. will be the class. The team will help you out in enrolling, and accordingly they will. And also do not forget to ask for the bonuses because the team will only give you this access to this bonus when you ask, because this is something like very exclusive. So you can take a screenshot of this. Whenever you're connecting with the team, tell that in the demo we were talked about this bonuses, this 7 program bonuses. Am I getting that? So ask that and then only enroll. Okay. Just take a screenshot so that you can connect with the team for the same. Fine, guys. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Okay. We'll be connecting with the team tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay. The team will connect with you in the tomorrow morning or even after the session. If anybody is available, you can WhatsApp them. They will help you out with the further process. Thank you.